Hello folks, Shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another awesome video. It's Wednesday night. Know what that means? Time to hit the LRA network for some Lucha Underground. Sorry I didn't review last week's episode. I was under the weather with some digestive issues that pretty much knocked me out for all of Wednesday. But I'm back to review the latest episode of Lucha Underground. Notes are right here. Let's get started. Alright, we have a debut match as Bengala takes on Cobra Moon. And believe it or not, this is an intergender match. Cobra Moon is a chick. A very hot chick at that, but a very talented one in that. Because remember, Lucha Underground, the women fight the men. Everybody gets a turn. There is no separated weight classes or a divas or women's division. If a woman has a problem with a man, she'll beat his ass in the ring. This was a pretty damn solid match. Bengala, I've seen him around the temple a lot. He's pretty damn good. And a little bit paunchy, but he moves very well. Cobra Moon, such an interesting in-ring style. It's very animalistic, almost predatory in a way, and it was just very interesting to see how hard that she went against Bengala. The victory comes when she gets him with something like a modified dragon sleeper into a rear naked choke. I don't know what to call that move, but it was pretty damn interesting, and she gets him to submit. Cobra Moon wins her debut match in the temple. Next, we have several vinaigrettes about King Cuerno's supposed allegiance with the new power behind the temple, Catarina, and the Lucha Underground champion Mil Muertes. And apparently she wants Cuerno to finish off Fenix because for some reason Catarina and Mil Muertes are definitely concerned about Fenix. Fenix is one of the few people in the entire temple who can take it to Mil Muertes, and they have battled it a lot in the past, even Fenix getting a win over him. So tonight, Fenix will face King Cuerno in a last luchador standing match, which is basically a last man standing match with luchadors. Second of our three matches this evening, Jack Evans versus Drago. Now, this is something that you probably don't know about me, but I fucking love Jack Evans. I followed his work in AAA, a little bit in Ring of Honor, and he is always a marvel to see. I love Jack Evans. Love him. And when I found out when he came to Lucha Underground last season, that gave me even more incentive to watch. But yeah, Drago, Jack Evans. What can you say? This was a phenomenal matchup. These two mesh well together, and Jack's heel persona in this and Lucha Underground is so good that I expect him to have the belts sometime soon. Hopefully this season or probably the next season if he sticks around. Jack knows how to get the crowd to hate him, and that's the mark of any good heel, to get that certain heat that people can hate you for just doing the simplest of things. Jack Evans wins by pinning Drago with a very complicated pin while using the ropes. Then he decides to declare himself the winner and gives him the name Jack the Dragon Slayer Evans. I love Jack Evans. I do. Our final match tonight. It's an hour show. What can you expect? Fenix versus King Cuerno. Last luchador standing. Now, last month we saw one of the greatest last man standing matches ever in Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. Great, that was one of the best. It's up there. This one is up there with them. This was a fantastic match. Very high flying, but very brutal in that regard. Not as brutal as Fenix versus Mil Muertes was last season, but this is certainly a good one. We saw a lot of spots, interesting spots, and there was also a story being told in that pretty much King Cuerno is a hired gun for the powers that be, for Catarina and Mil Muertes. And you could see, and Mil Muertes for this whole season, he sits on the throne and just watches all the matches happen, just ominously. And while he's watching, every time Phoenix gets some offense in, he shakes and it shudders and stuff. Like, he can't believe this. And it's very telling that the two of them are natural opponents for each other. Because Phoenix, like the Phoenix rises from the ashes to be born anew, can never die, versus the man who is the embodiment of death, Mil Muertes. Mil Muertes literally means 1,000 deaths. He is the man of 1,000 deaths. So it's the perfect contrast. A man who represents death and darkness versus a man who represents light and rebirth. So yeah, this is an interesting psychology, very good psychology between Mil Muertes, and Phoenix and King Cuerno. And there's the interesting spot where he gets pushed. King Cuerno gets pushed off the ladder and through a table. Boom. Phoenix is the last man standing. So anyway, we end this show off with a little bit of background as we go to a police station somewhere. Turns out that, maybe this is just me, I know I missed quite a bit, but it turns out one of the crew, I can't remember which one he is because the crew just seemed to blur together for me at this point, but apparently he's an undercover cop. And he's been working with the crew to bag Dario Cuerno, Mexican Vince McMahon. But since Dario Cuerno has pretty much absconded and vanished into the wind, they don't know what to do. So she decides to send him in with another person, someone who will join the temple as another fighter. And who might this person be? None other than Joey Ryan. That's right, the king of sleaze himself, the master of the mustache ride, will be in Lucha Underground. I love Joey Ryan. He is the antithesis of sleazy. Whenever you look at Joey Ryan with his porn star mustache, his greased back hair, his glasses, he looks like Tom Selleck as a porno star. He looks like a porno version of Tom Selleck. He is sleaze, and I love him for it. So yeah, this gives me another reason to watch Lucha Underground. Joey Ryan, King Sleaze. But that's Lucha Underground this week. My thoughts? Pretty damn good show. Once again, Lucha Underground continues to innovate with its storytelling and, of course, the in-ring action. Cobra Moon versus Bengala, once again, breaks the traditions that women can't wrestle men, but Lucha Underground's been doing that for a long time, since the first season. Jack Evans versus Drago, awesome. Last luchador standing between Phoenix and King Cuerno, awesome. Storylines continue to tell very deep but interesting stories with it as we're in the regard. So yeah, that's Lucha Underground. This is my video. You like what you see? Leave, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk about Lucha Underground or what you liked about this particular episode? Leave it below. I will get back to you. I already told you what you need to do to support the channel. And if you want to talk to me on Twitter, hashtag captluffy. It's in the description. So until next time, Shintigercurl. That dude in the straw hat, saying good day. And who wants a mustache ride?